Hello everybody, Jordan Nelson here. Today we're going to talk about how to create emotional wedding films, but I have two quick caveats as we get started. So caveat number one, when I say emotional, that does not mean tears are flowing, the groom is sobbing as the bride's walking down the aisle. That's not the only thing I mean when I say an emotional wedding film. It could be joy, laughter, excitement, tension, uneasiness, nervousness. On top of that, affection and love and tears that you would see. So I'm talking about how to capture emotion and help the audience feel that as well. Caveat number two, your film may not be able to convey certain emotions because you cannot control the people in the film. You cannot control their personalities or how comfortable they are on camera, and you don't want to force things on the couple that they're just not. So you probably watch a lot of wedding films online and you see there's just lots of tears and lots of emotion and lots of affection. Not everybody's like that, especially when there are a lot of cameras pointed at them. So celebrate the people that you're capturing as they are, whatever personality type and however comfortable they are in front of the camera. Okay, so now that we're past that, let's talk about my top 7 tips to create an emotional wedding film with the things that you can control. These are in no particular order. So tip 1, audio. So getting to hear from the couple or their friends and family is huge in helping the audience to have a personal connection to what they're watching and the people they're watching. So much of the emotion that's conveyed is through the speaking of the couple in the film. So here are 4 ways that you can incorporate audio into your wedding film. Number 1, record their vows by hooking up a lav microphone, which I have on right here, to the groom, and there's even a way to hook one up to the bride. I haven't gotten to that point yet, but you can do that as well to increase the quality of the audio when the bride is speaking, so you can capture their vows during the ceremony.
You are the strength I didn't know I needed, and the joy I didn't know I lacked.
You can also capture the officiant's voices he's talking to use that in the film. Tip number 2, you can record personal messages that the couple wrote to each other. You can do that before the wedding. Maybe they're reading each other's letters or they're reading their own, and you can play that over the top and even get some video of them as well and work that into your film.
I love you very much, my love.
You can record speeches at the reception, so you can work with the DJ to plug into the soundboard there, or there are different ways that you can get audio from the mic, or you could attach a lapel mic to the people who are giving speeches as well. Those are different options depending on what's going on during the day and what capabilities you have. And then idea number 4 is recording audio of the first look, so you could hook the mic up to the groom again and get some of that audio, maybe them talking together. You might use that in the film, you might not, and just send that to the couple afterwards. Just depends on what you're offering and how you could work that in, what they say to each other, what they allow you to put in there. So that leads into making sure that you are communicating with the couple beforehand in your meetings with them so that they have the right expectations about what audio you're going to capture, what they want. Ask them, do they want their vows recorded? Do they have personal messages for each other? Now, I always encourage having this type of audio, but I would never force it or pressure them. So as far as capturing that emotion, high quality sound is key. If you just have your on-camera microphone and you're using that to record the vows during the ceremony, it's going to be very distant. It's going to feel like something emotional is happening way over there. Instead, you want to be able to get those little details like the wavering of the voice as they're speaking to each other. That's really where you can hear the emotion coming out.
To tell the world what makes you so special.
Tip number 2, the right music at the right times. Music just seems to do something in the feels of human beings. Finding the right music for the right part of the film will enhance the emotion of it. Whatever the emotional appeal that you're going for at that moment. So it could be the romantic acoustic music at the front to get the more romantic feel, intimate feel, or the celebratory dance music or pop music at the end where you want to convey a celebration. Whatever the music is, tap into what feeling you want the audience to have. This is also something to discuss with the couple, what genres they would like, if they're into certain things, but also be aware of copyright laws. Do not rip off any songs that you do not legally have permission to use. It's just not cool. Tip number 3, find the emotion. Don't just stick to the shot list that you might have or what you have in mind for the things that you need to get for your film, because candid emotion is fantastic to get during a wedding day because it's genuine and real. And I really struggle to have the presence of mind to keep my eye out for those moments to capture. Laughing guests, hugs, tears, those types of shots are happening kind of on the peripherals, on the side, that aren't with, you and the couple, or that decoration shot that you're trying to get. If you see those things, grab grab a shot of it, because that could very well be part of the emotional appeal of your film. So just to show how much I struggle with this, sometimes I go and shoot engagement photos for friends. My wife comes with, helps with poses and kind of setting things up, really helpful. But there will be times when we're just chatting or joking around with the couple, and there's a moment where the couple does something really cute, or they're giggling together, laughing, or just do something that would make a really great shot. And my wife's looking at me like, Jordan, are you getting this? Like, this is perfect. And I'm sitting there with my camera down to my side. I just didn't have the presence of mind to get that shot, but those are perfect photos and video. So I need to get better at seeing those genuine, candid, emotional moments like that. Tip number 4, camera and subject movement. So you become more immersed in the film when this kind of movement is happening. If there's no movement, the film can feel kind of stagnant. It just feels like there's a bunch of long photos that they're watching because the camera isn't moving, the subjects aren't moving, it's just a lot of static images. I did make a video about how to get smooth and stable footage. You can go ahead and click the link up here to check that out. Now, this doesn't have to be every shot, but you don't want to get a bunch of people standing around while your camera's sitting on a tripod. There's just not a lot of engagement there. There's nothing really to watch happen. So just make sure there's some movement, at least of the subject or the camera. And if there are points where you're just wanting to capture a quick moment where there's no movement, totally fine. There's so much freedom here, but just be thinking about that because you don't want a really boring, stagnant film, which does lead to tip number 5, capture interactions between the couple. Those interactions between the couple, friends, family are what's going to actually create the emotion. The smiles, the hugging, the tears, the dancing, the laughter, all together is what's creating that. Seeing people come together like that makes people feel. Tip number 6, putting the couple at ease. Like I mentioned before, you cannot control personalities. They may just not be a very emotional couple at all. That's totally fine. But one way to help as far as your film goes is to put them at ease. Don't be overbearing, bossy, start putting the stress that you might have onto them, rushing them too much, asking them too many questions. I also made a video kind of about this, about being considerate during the wedding day. You can check that up here as well. But you want them to feel as comfortable as you can possibly make them. So it's helpful to get to know them in your initial meetings with the couple so that you have some sort of relationship already established, get to know what they like, maybe find some common ground, things you can easily talk about to put them at ease. Especially having cameras pointed at you all day can be a bit unnerving for a lot of people. For me, during my wedding day, I didn't even have a wedding videographer. I just had photographers, and I was pretty tensed up. Like, showing affection to somebody with cameras pointed at me made me tense. I didn't feel as natural as I would have without the cameras there. Of course, it was a super fun day, but it was pretty exhausting and not totally comfortable. So they may not get over that, but be a friendly voice to them, not a robotic voice, saying like, do this now, do that. Now on to the next thing. Come on, let's go. We got to do this. No, you want to laugh with them and stuff. So make it comfortable and relaxed. One thing that could be helpful too is the use of slow motion, especially if the couple is not very comfortable. It can hide some of that uneasiness and being fidgety or being really stiff. Having camera movement in slow motion can kind of hide all of that stiffness. Now, if the couple is very comfortable in front of the camera and showing affection and emotion, do not impede it. Don't be stepping in and interrupting those moments all the time. Capture it. That's what you want to see. So if a couple's really natural at this, just let them do their thing. Just let them interact. Let them naturally, organically flow together. Just let them be them, because that emotion is raw and real, and that's what you want. And really, regardless of who the couple is, it's an absolute honor to even get to be there. You feel a little bit like a VIP, getting to hang with the couple of the hour that day. One other quick tip too is just remember it's a privilege to get to work on stuff like this and create this for the couple. It's just an exciting type of project to work on. So last tip number 7, make people your focus. You're definitely going to get shots of details and scenery and decorations, establishing shots, but people need to be your focus because that's where the emotion is going to come from. That's why people are watching your film. They're not there to watch all the fancy filmmaking things that you can do, because you could have the simplest edit in the world but still have the most emotional, fun, exciting, celebratory film in the world. So don't just try to show off what you can do, but make something that really focuses on the people. So this is my 7 tips on how to create an emotional wedding film. Hope they're helpful. If you have other tips that you would like to add, leave them in the comments below, or if you take exception with any of the tips here, think they're off base, let me know as well. I want to work together here to help us make the best films for all of our couples that we're shooting with. Thanks so much for watching, everybody, and we'll see you in the next video.